Hello, this is the Orion broadcast, and I'm—
Wait, okay, I know we're only like 3 seconds into the video, and this is kind of a minor issue for me to comment on, but what the hell is that? Is it an alligator serpent? An elephant with no tusks? I mean, this is really distracting. In fact, I'm gonna put something else up that I can at least recognize for this guy's alternate avatar.
I'm gonna be commentating on a one-shot commentary done on me from my Orion Sagan account, which is closed, and recently I've closed my Sirius Sagan and Mr. Orion Sagan accounts.
Well, good for you, sir.
And just have this one currently. And this user is CSBob447. He has made a one-shot commentary on me, jokingly titled, "Confused Matthew is the Devil!" I now realize it was a joke. But at first I thought that he was assuming that I was believing Confused Matthew was Satan. But I was just making sure. So don't say that I think Confused Matthew is Satan, because that has zero basis in reality if you were to say that. Because I don't believe in Satan. I regard that as a forced fantasy. And plus, Confused Matthew is not the worst person I've ever known of. Not by a long shot. Just to let you know. And here is CSBob447's one-shot commentary.
Okay, I made 3 one-shots in a row, and all the—
Created by Rich Video Converter, unregistered version, www.richmediasoft.com. Blocking important messages from Duck since 1985.
Not over a trilogy.
Wow, CSBob447. I don't like the word butthurt because it's trolling. That makes you look like a troll, so don't use that word. It's not nice, just to let you know. I first heard it being used by trolls just to get attention, and this Not Over It trilogy. Well, I have a reason why I'm not over it. It's because the person that I'm supposedly not over it with isn't really over what he's doing that's making me upset. But we're going to see my real face, which has some clarification to some straw man to some degree, which we'll see.
Hi, this is Orion Sagan here, and this—
Please keep your eyeballs away from the camera. As a fellow female, I'm kind of creeped out by it. And I don't often say that.
Godzilla 12's dogmatic hatred of the Lion King. It isn't because they don't like the Lion King. They're entitled to not like the Lion King. It is because of their arguments and making videos filled with untruths and responding with apologetics, creating more untruths that deliberately ignore the evidence against them.
That was my real face.
Just in case if you were retarded.
Talking about why I'm against Confused Matthew's anti-Lion King beliefs on my now closed Orion Sagan account.
Yeah, not interested. Skip!
Okay, 3 things. 1, Confused Matthew review of Lion King. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you in on a little secret. 4 years ago. That review was made over 4 years ago, and nobody even gives a crap about that review or Confused Matthew for years. So— because he hasn't really listened to the criticism that he's gotten, so why the heck would he even listen to you? Especially if this was a reaction to a video that was made 4 years ago.
Your shipment of fail has been delivered, CSBob447. Take it. It's all yours. You used Darkwing Duck to attack me in your video. Don't deny it. You did. You just like to use him to intimidate, like Super Godzilla 12 used to use Godzilla to intimidate people he disagreed with. And that is a logical fallacy known as appeal to force, argumentum ad baculum, in which you threaten or intimidate those who disagree with you or don't do as you say. That is fallacious because the threat of force does not necessarily prove the conclusion to be correct.
You know, is it just me, or is this guy throwing random words around out of context to sound smarter than he actually is?
The threat could be either physical or psychological. In this case, it was psychological, since it was a fictional character. And it was very nasty of you. So I'm going to have my Color Clawfish destroy Darkwing Duck to protect me from your nastiness, because I don't respond well to threats. And also, Confused Matthew made it not in 2008, which is 5 years ago.
Wait, he not made it in 2008? Grammar? The fuck is that?
But he still isn't over his hatred of his vendetta against Lion King. Because, what's more, he's planning a second Lion King review with the exact same bullshit arguments and prejudices as his first Lion King review, just rehashing it, claiming to clarify and address common objections when it doesn't. So he isn't over it. And he thinks just it's okay for him to not listen to the criticisms he's received. Well, I've listened to some criticism recently.
Which is why comments are up for approval.
But Confused Matthew is just a stubborn, willfully ignorant pomp. Let me tell you a somewhat similar problem to Confused Matthew's Lion King review, which is much older, which is many years ago, and many years before Confused Matthew's Lion King review. And it is a heinous website that exists for no other purpose but to smear Star Trek and its fans. CS5-447, I don't know if you've heard of this website. It's called StarDestroyer.net, which does appear to be a typical Star Wars fan website, but under closer scrutiny, it exists for no other purpose but to smear Star Trek and all those who enjoy it.
Look, I may not be a fan of Star Trek, but I can certainly tell you this. This is Star Trek. This is Star Wars.
Any questions?
And has some Star Wars versus Star Trek essays accusing Star Trek of racism and communism that were written in 2000 and 2001. And this website has been set up in the late 90s. But it's still a serious problem to this day, and it's still harassing Star Trek fans for fun. And sadly, most YouTube Star Wars fans are from this website.
Well, thank God you don't have any evidence to support your claim, because for a second there, I might have believed you.
2. Getting over it. The video that he made was, I'm thinking, over a year now. It's re-uploaded, so I'm not really that sure. And the incident between you and him, again, is mostly dead. So, if you're probably gonna get a reaction out of him, he's more than likely going to ignore you. 3.
You do have to realize that that video took a one-shot commentary on your one-shot commentary I'm commentating on was created before.
You know, as riveting as this dialogue is, it goes on for a tad too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip over it.
Bare tits do not make your video. Oh, I'm pretty sure first that's happened to someone upon your video won't even think that that's hot enough. Sailor Squidward would be very disappointed in you, mister.
CS447 with that last point, you need to grow the fuck up.
Unlike me.
Dog man, a serious dog man. His head was not shaped like that of a bear. How could you misinterpret it like that? And that's a reason for that your shipment of fail has been delivered, CS5447. In fact, for your whole video, with the exception of pointing out that Super Godzilla 12 has quit on me, which I'm glad he had.
You know, for a guy who claims he can take a joke, you sure are getting pretty agitated about this one joke.
But other than that, with your scare tactics with Darkwing Duck, it has been delivered. You just wanted to intimidate me. Yeah, I think deep down inside you might want me to respect Confused Matthew's opinion on the Lion King, even if you yourself don't agree with it. Well, that's never gonna happen. And the fact of the matter is, I wasn't saying he was gonna listen to me. I just wanted him to stop spreading his bullshit, and for him to shut the fuck up and leave Lion King fans alone. We already heard his complaints. And that is why I have warned him in some of my recent videos, like his war against the Lion King and my ultimatum to his fanboys on this channel, that he has to call it off while he still can and not make his second Lion King review that he's threatening to make.
Oh, thank God the video's over. Now I can state my final thoughts. Well, to start off, this video went on for way too friggin' long. I mean, not only did he drag out his points for an unnecessary amount of time, but really, why did this need to be a 13-minute commentary on a one-shot that went on for like, what, 2 minutes? And normally I don't have a problem with people making long commentaries like this, as long as there is an attempt to entertain the audience. But with this video, I don't see that. And another thing he did, the video he chose to commentate on was more than 6 months old, so at this point it's not even relevant anymore. You know, you gotta love those epic title cards and all the effort that went into making them.
And this video is about ranting about buses. The first thing I hate about public buses is that they always tend to smell really badly. Like when you get a nighttime bus from like 4 PM onwards, they tend to smell of pee and alcohol. That's not nice. And in the daytime, they always tend to smell of either rotting food or sweat and BO. I don't know whether that's the bus itself, from everyone sitting there, the actual people in it, but let's face it, smell. I'm a passenger. I do not want to smell the stench of pee and alcohol, thank you very much.
Oh well, that's public transportation for you. And also, if the smell bothers you that much, then might I suggest carrying around a bottle of perfume with you to try and overpower the bad odor? It might seem like a weird and ridiculous strategy, sure, but to be honest, I've tried this out and it actually works pretty well.
The second thing is when buses are late. Okay, you say you're going to be up at a specific time. Please be at that specific time. I do not want to stand in the cold waiting for the bus. It's supposed to come at 7:40. It's 7:41. Where is my freaking bus? Yeah, but sometimes I'm even waiting for my bus for 10, 20 minutes. What's the point of having a timetable if there aren't the correct times?
You know, can that really be considered as a quote-unquote problem? I don't know, maybe it's because I only take the bus to school like every other week, but that seems more like a mild inconvenience. And besides, it's not like there are any potential hazards or traffic conditions like bad weather or car accidents or road construction or anything else that may affect the bus's arrival time. Because, as we all know, buses can just easily fly over that stuff, right?
Third thing I hate about public buses is that when people play loud music through their earphones. Okay, you're listening to your music, that's fine, and you have earphones in. Yep, that's still fine. But when you put your volume up so loud so that I can hear it all the way across the bus, that's too loud. You don't need it that loud, because other people around you are here too, okay? Yeah, so there are a few things about I hate about public buses. But if you like this video, subscribe, like the video, and comment. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the first video, and I'm not going to give my final thoughts on it just yet. I think I might wait until the end of the second video to do that. And speaking of the second video, I have saved the best for last, and this is the rant about school by the crazy guys here. So, yeah, let's check this out, you know, see what kinds of things we can find within this video.
What's up? It's the crazy guys here, and I wanted to make a video about the school rant.
Oh hey, I didn't know Angry Joe made these floating head videos.
No, we have all those times, you know, we meet new friends, and I kinda admit, school does make new friends, but it does not make better education. I don't blame the schools for the kids, but I do blame the kids for being more maturely, for being stupid with their swag and their YOLO.
Yeah, I just need to ask this very serious and important question. What the hell is Yodo? Is it Yogos being promoted by Yoda? Is it a product being sponsored by the yogurt statue from Spaceballs? That really confuses me.
You only live once, and the secretly we are gay. That's their idea. Hey, I didn't know they use it all the time. I thought it was just a gang thing until I realized the real definition. I was like, huh. Every time I just see it and say that, it's like, yep, keep telling yourself that, buddy. Till people see the real meaning, yeah, it's not gonna make you look cool anymore. And it's just school. It's just, let me talk about health. Health. It's I would say it's more better than science. Oh God, science.
Wow. Those are some really excellent grammar skills there. I mean, for years I've been thinking that you didn't need the word more when using a comparison word like better or best, but clearly I've been wrong all this time.
So I'm talking about that later. Health is health. but sometimes they don't give you enough time to finish work. You know, they don't give you enough time. Even though long periods, they don't give you enough time to finish work. Seriously, and health is okay. I just can't deal with this sometimes because, you know, all this health, all mental problems, or all this, and illnesses and disorders, which, what brownies have, but, you know, they don't want to admit that. You know, I feel sorry for them, but, you know, I didn't know. You know, they do have disorders and illnesses and stuff in the past. I didn't know. Don't point at me like I'm the bad guy.
And I am so glad that you decided to go off topic and talk about this very important and unignorable issue that is having an enormous impact on so many people nowadays. In fact, this information is so astute and filled to the brim with intellect that I'm gonna have to skip over this so that way nobody's brain explodes from the sagacious awesomeness.
Okay, so health. Yes, it's alright. Alright, let's go in with something called math. Math? It's kind of hard sometimes, and it is hard. Math is hard. They expect... What is up with the letters? The letters are not making math better. Like, A equals 12 minus C equals 12. Okay, did anyone get that? No, because I don't understand what the letters are doing there.
Well, I may not be a mathematician, but those so-called letters are actually variables, which are used in math to describe a symbol that stands for a value that may vary. And to further understand this, let's take the equation 10x plus 5 equals 35, for example. The first thing you want to do is reorder the terms, with 5 now being on the left and 10x being on the right. Once you've done that, you must add negative 5 to each side of the equation. When positive 5 and negative 5 are added, it equals 0 and cancels out. So now we have 0 plus 10x equals 35 minus 5, or 10x equals 35 plus negative 5. Now, let's do the same thing with the other side of the equation, shall we? So now if we have the terms 35 and negative 5, we must add them to get 30. And the only remaining terms in the equation now are 10x and 30. The last thing you want to do to the equation is divide each side by 10, which now leaves you with 3, thus meaning the answer is x equals 3.
I thought it's called math, not add letters and add stupid words, especially word math questions. I don't like that. It's like, what is sentences? What is words got to do with this? I thought we were doing math, and we're not doing no damn letters or words. And math is just a little too hard. If they could lower it down, keep down the letters and the words, I hardly doubt that it'll be better. But it's not better. I do get A's in there, but you know, for me, it's kind of hard. Even though I get A's, even though I'm a straight A student in math, I don't like it. Even though I'm a straight A student, even though I worry too much about that class.
So, let me get this straight. You're complaining that calculus is difficult? This might not seem like that ridiculous of an argument, but let's really take a look at this. Calculus is a highly advanced level of math. Granted, it's not the highest level of math to exist, but it's still pretty high up there in terms of difficulty. Not only that, but it's very different from math classes you took previously. Why? Because you now move into theoretical math, where many problems either have very complex answers or none at all. And very often, you're required to prove that your answers are logical using mathematical theorems. It also takes a lot of time and effort to truly understand some of the concepts involved, such as the limit definition, the fundamental theorem, Riemann sums, etc. So, when you get down to it, it's basically like complaining that your coffee is too hot, even though it says contents may be hot on the cup.
But it's kind of irritating at the same time, especially I don't want to do it. Or like, although you'll get a higher grade, blah, blah, blah. Like, here's the thing though. Your grade, yes, it depends on your work, but it's their choice. It's their typing. They make the choice of your grade, not me. They do.
What? Teachers make decisions about your grade based on how well you do in their class? Well, isn't that just the wackiest thing?
They do. that like you're the one, you have to be the one to pass the life or something. Like, I understand that and all, but calm your horses down. I get it. I know I'm in high school and, you know, I had to deal with all this stuff, and yes, I faced bullies, and bullies never really irritated me, really. Not really. I actually take them as jokes, and then for some reason we become friends. I actually become friends with bullies, but you know, I don't hang out with bullies, so I hang out with like real people, you know, people like you know, like we chill, and you know, people like me that plays games, like you're a gamer. I like those people, but other than that, I don't even know about bullies. And I used to hang out with bullies, but I realized I'm hanging out with the wrong people, and I left. Hanging out with cooler people like Mr. Karate Kid 96, Retro Cryptic, not just internet people, Casey, Chris,
I know I should have brought this up earlier, but one of the major flaws with this video is that he keeps jumping from topic to topic way too often, and as a person with severe ADHD, I will admit that sometimes I might start to talk about one topic and then suddenly move on to another, but it doesn't happen that often, and even then, I can usually stop and redirect myself back to the original topic. You see, there's a little something called a script, and one of the many benefits of having it is that it not only helps you remember what you're going to say, but it also helps you organize your points so that way you don't go off on a tangent talking about a million different things.
Alvarado, but yeah, other than that, it's just, wow, this is like, man, I do have some lady friends, that's just to say it. But you know, I don't really talk to them as much because when I hang out with my friends, we're like bros to the end. I like that. But other than that, like with the lady friends, I usually say hi, but never really talk to them. Like, yeah, they're hot, but you know, I'm not into this girlfriend drama. I'm not really into this girlfriend stuff, you know. I'm not saying I'm gay. I'm not gay. But, and I don't support gay rights because it's just making, you know, our schools sick.
And that, my friends, concludes my insightful and logical explanation as to why women are aliens.
They're supporting gay rights too. How about, let's do something better. Ban kids smoking weed. How about that? You know, this is a really huge thing in school. People smoking. People. There was a fight today in my school. I'm not gonna say the names, but you know, there were two people out of my class, and actually this is my first high school fight I saw in my life. I thought I was so close. I was so close through almost 1 year of school to not see one high school fight. I knew it was gonna happen someday. It did. I didn't know it was gonna be a freshman year though, but it happened. But really, all the people I heard for reasons why they fought were stupid. I heard it were for a phone, and then for a woman. I was like, come on now, really? For a phone? If it's really for a phone, yo, lost your damn mind. You know, I would understand if it's a brand new phone you got yesterday and it's like really expensive. I would understand that. But other than that, if it's another person's phone, don't worry about it. It's their phone. You know, they're fighting over a girl's phone. Why? Why? Get over it. So yeah, this is the end of my video. Later, peace, and subscribe to Mr. Karate 96, Retro Critic, and Crazy Guy. I'm out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the second video, and it's now time to give my final thoughts. And after looking at these two videos, which one is the better rant? Well, I would have to say that the first video, the public buses rant by Poppy Sparkles, even though she basically complained about mild inconveniences, she didn't go off on a tangent about random things because she was organized when it came to talking about the problems she had with public buses, and she got her point across a hell of a lot better than the crazy guys here did with his rant about school.
What is up, people? Here the boy DJ Yoles, and today I actually made a massive decision that's gonna affect my channel. It's gonna affect the news I'm covering. I'm gonna actually tell you guys what I did. I cancelled. Here we go. I cancelled my PlayStation 4 order. Console was supposed to come here on November 19th, but I had multiple problems, and I'm gonna explain to you what I'm talking about. With Amazon, you gotta make a purchase over the internet. So when you actually make this purchase, you gotta use a credit card.
Oh wow, you mean just like every single other online shopping network?
They don't take debit cards, they don't take anything. Like, because I live in Japan, they don't even, like, the Amazon.com website doesn't take anything related to Japan, so I had to use a family member's credit card to actually get the purchase on my card. Then I had problems, for example, them trying to somehow get the purchase from Amazon.com onto the South African credit card system. They was having problems with that. I got fed up after a while, and I just decided, I made a massive decision, which was, I'm going to hold off and actually getting a console. I reported on a lot of news today telling you guys that the HDMI ports is overheating, there's glitches on the actual console. So with the PlayStation 4, there's a lot of problems on the system.
Cause, you know, giving examples and going into a bit more detail is way too time consuming.
Before launch, and I made a really irrational move when I watched E3 and I got excited and I went and actually ordered the console. Then together with all of these problems, I found out that the NAC actually had a bad review on this. The Killzone had a bad review. A lot of the games were bad for the system and it's very anemic.
So, let me get this straight. One of the reasons why you're not going to buy a PS4 is because this one game site said that a couple of games were bad? Look, even though I don't know much about the PS4 and it's still arguably a new console, I'm pretty sure Sony has released more than a couple of games for it, so really, this is more of a mild inconvenience rather than a legitimate problem.
Mean that there's not a lot of good games for the system. With Xbox, they're firing on all cylinders. They've got really good games coming out, and it seems that with Sony, they don't have such good games. And I'm not going to say shit on the console. I think there's a lot of kinks and problems with the PlayStation, and I think you actually have to hold off. I'm starting to see a lot of people who held off and they're doing pretty damn well. So my only decision was that I'm going to keep on playing Call of Duty on my PlayStation 3. I'm going to enjoy playing the GTA 5. I'm going to get Gran Turismo next month. And I'm just going to hold off because the release in Japan, if I hold off till February, I know I'm going to get a system that's working properly. And I'm going to get it bundled with NAC as well.
But didn't you say this just a moment ago?
I found out that the NAC actually had a bad review on this. The Killzone had a bad review. A lot of the games were bad for the system and it's very anemic. Like, I mean, I'm paying $3.99 like you guys, but I'm getting a bundle with the PlayStation Eye camera and NAC in it. So if I hold off till February, I mean, I can get good things. I mean, there's no rush. I think right now it's already 15th November. There's no actual rush to go in and get the system if I know there's problems with the system. So please, people, I'm still going to bring you guys news. I'll bring you the latest news and links in the description down below, but I'm officially pulling out of the launch edition PlayStation 4. I'm not buying the system.
You know, why do I feel like I'm watching a really shitty toy commercial?
Caleb!
We need someone to save us.
Caleb.
Sparlock can activate your magic, Sparlock.
Hi. How was school today?
Fine. Look at Sparlock's magic key.
Caleb, what toy is that?
It's Sparlock, the warrior wizard.
Well, you better enjoy this awesome idea while you can, folks, because this will be the only redeeming factor in the entire 2.5-minute video.
Whoa, a warrior wizard.
Yeah, my friend gave it to me. All the kids are going to see the movie. Can I see it too?
Oh, your friend gave this to you. You look pretty excited about this. Why don't you come over here and get your snack, okay?
So, the only snack that Jerhoofa approves of is bread sandwiches. Interesting.
Is this toy magical?
Mm-hmm.
Caleb, who likes magic? Jerhoofa or Satan?
Satan.
Right. Magic is bad. That's why Jehovah hates it.
Because believing in imaginary gods is so much better than believing in magic.
Do you really want to play with something that Jehovah hates? Do you remember who we learned about at family worship? Who is this?
Adam and Eve.
You know, I will admit, I didn't really pay attention that much in Sunday school, but weren't Adam and Eve a bit younger, like in their late teens, early 20s? I mean, it seems really distracting when you have a picture of Gandhi and Queen Victoria as a white Native American. What? You don't see it?
Right. Did they obey Jehovah?
No, they disobeyed Jehovah. And he got very sad.
And also that Jehovah went batshit crazy, got pissed off, cursed all of humanity, and kicked them out of the garden so that way they couldn't figure out to eat the tree of life and become immortal. But I digress.
So what if you disobey Jehovah and play with toys he doesn't like? Do you think Jehovah will be happy or sad?
Sad.
Yeah. Do you want Jehovah to be sad?
No!
Wow. I mean, wow. That has got to be the most sissified snake I have ever seen. I mean, this was the same snake who successfully tempted Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge or something. And they were grown-ass human beings. Yet the snake is having difficulty tempting this one kid? The epitome of inconsistent hypocrisy, everybody.
I don't want Jehovah to be sad with me.
No, I don't want Jehovah to be sad with you either. So what do you think you should do with this toy? Caleb, I am so proud of you. You made Mommy very happy. And you know who else is happy?
Jehovah.
You know, Mrs. Incredible, was this really the best idea? I mean, why not donate it to a kid who couldn't afford the toy? Or let Caleb give it back to his best friend? Or hell, even sell the toy to somebody else? And you could argue that she was doing this as a last resort, but we don't see any other options being executed and failing, so logically, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yes. Jehovah loves you very much for obeying him, Caleb.
So, I know it's been a week since I made a video, or uploaded a video. So, here today, since I'm home alone, I'm going to do things I hate. So, here I go. And then I'm going to have some updates at the end. Alright, first thing. I hate it when people diss my favorite band. So, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I am a Directioner, and I like them, so everybody who hates them, good for you, I don't give a crap, and keep your comments to yourself, because it's not cool to hate on them, alright, I can go further, but I'm not, okay, yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, I'm gonna pause the video here and take a moment to analyze this brilliant and precocious statement, okay? So, whenever someone tries to express their opinion on a particular subject, especially if it's one you like, it's a problem. Yet, don't you find it ironic that you yourself are making a video doing the exact same thing?
Number 4. I hate it when people keep asking to see or use something after I said no. Alright, if you keep asking me, eventually I'm going to say no, that's a no, because I'm fed up and all that. Like, if somebody wants to play a game or something else, and I just say no, I don't want to, or maybe later, that means maybe later. Don't keep asking me, then I'm for sure I'm not going to say yes.
Because, you know, ignoring people is just way too difficult to do.
Next one. When I get out of the shower, and then in the bathroom, and I'm freezing cold. I hate that after I take a nice hot shower, I come out and I'm freezing cold. I always put on my shorts because I sleep in soccer shorts, t-shirt, but then I put on like long pants and a sweatshirt because I'm so cold. Yeah.
Well, I guess somebody doesn't know about evaporation.
I hate it when when you call your parents and they don't answer when you need them the most. Like if you need to ask them a certain question, but when you have a missed call from them, it's like the house was on fire. Alright, I think everybody has this. It's like,
Alright, your parents call you and you don't answer, they flip out and get all pissed off. Now, when I call my mom and she doesn't answer, it's like, Mom, there's a reason I'm calling you. Answer. Either I need to answer right then or very, very soon, or I need to know in general. Yeah. Or I need to tell her something very important. So, yeah. It's not like the house is on fire. It's not like, yeah, I mean, really?
Yeah, I take it you've never heard of this thing called voicemail, because every time someone doesn't pick up the phone after a certain amount of time, it gives you an option to leave a message for the person you're trying to contact. And also, have you ever considered that maybe the person you're trying to call might be in a situation where they can't use their phone?
Alright, this has happened to me. When a stranger tells you something you shouldn't do. Alright, you don't, I mean, that person doesn't know you, it doesn't matter. So, a while ago, I was on the train, and I put my foot up on the seat, and this person's like, why do you have your foot up? What about someone's wearing white? Then their butt would be all black. It's like, I'm like thinking, well, that's their problem. My bus monitor does the same thing. I was like, I need to tie my shoe. She's like, Eva, what are you doing? I was like, I'm tying my shoe. What the hell does it look like I'm doing? She's like, you can't have your foot there. I was like, how else am I supposed to tie my shoe? I can't bend down because our bus is kind of small.
Yeah, as a person who's been on small and crowded buses where people used to tie their shoes all the time, I can safely say that having someone else's arm constantly poking your rib is not exactly a comfortable situation.
Give this a video a thumbs up, like it, comment if there's anything I missed, or tell me what you hate, and subscribe to me. I'm trying to get some more subscribers. Share me, people on Twitter or something. And I have some cool ideas in the future. And if you saw my last cover, my very first one, I hope you liked it. If you haven't, go check it out. And, and there's no hate. Welcome to that. That's all. Next time, I'll see you. See ya!
Hey guys, what's up? It's Dave here from International Gamers, and I'm actually not making a video right now on any games. This is more a rant by me on a movie. I am a big Pokemon fan. Anybody that knows me knows that. I basically grew up with it. I've played all the original games, Red, Blue, and Yellow. Never bothered to get any further because I really only like the originals. I pretty much know the original games just like the back of my hand, and I know a lot of the movies, and I have the first 8 seasons of Pokemon on my computer. So I definitely know my fair share about Pokemon. I've also seen all the movies. And I recently, because it was released today or a few days ago, I'm not sure which, but I recently started watching the new Pokemon movie, Pokemon, off the top of my head, I can't think of the title. Damn.
Yeah, you know this rant's off to a good start when the person making the rant can't even remember the topic they're gonna rant on, despite the fact that it's located in the goddamn title of the video.
Pokemon, the 16th movie, Genesect and the Legend Awakened, which we had all been waiting for because, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this video, so don't watch this if you don't want me to spoil anything. But here's my first rant, and this is where the spoilers begin. Mewtwo can freaking evolve, and he can control it.
And so can Houndoom with the Mega Evolutions in Pokemon X and Y. I mean, come on, is this really a big shock to you? Especially considering how the Pokemon movies were, gasp, always based on the Pokemon games? Though, I am still waiting for a Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness movie.
As if Mewtwo wasn't powerful enough already, you give him an evolved form where he can teleport and fly, faster than the speed of light?
This might be a minor issue, but I saw the movie, and I'm pretty sure that so-called faster than the speed of light claim was implied during the movie. And also, according to Wikipedia, it says that it can fly at high speeds. And maybe if you showed us a single clip from the movie that backs up this statement, then I could understand where you're coming from. Otherwise, I find it really hard to take your word alone for it.
Really? Really? On top of that, there's these new Pokemon that were apparently extinct for 300 million years. So basically they're, dinosaurs to us. And they show up, and they were cloned, just like Mewtwo, from Pokemon fossils.
Oh gee, you mean like in every single other Pokemon game? And also, for a person who claims to be a big Pokemon fan, you sure are getting pretty pissed off at things that really shouldn't surprise you all that much.
But here's my other rant. These Pokemon are insanely overpowered. It's stupid beyond relief.
I think the word you're looking for is belief, not relief. This is why you might want to invest in a dictionary.
And then on top of that, here is the biggest complaint I have about this movie. It's like Pokemon the first movie never happened. Mewtwo has a new voice, sounds like a freaking 7-year-old, doesn't sound badass at all. On top of that, they act like the movie never even happened. Pokemon the first movie never happened.
Well, yes, you could say that, but unlike you, I actually managed to do research, and I found out that the reason why this Mewtwo sounds different is because this is an entirely different Mewtwo from the one that appeared previously in Pokemon the first movie. And next time, when you're gonna make a rant on a movie, please do your research beforehand.
Unless there's two Mewtwo's, which I highly doubt that for one Mewtwo could find a way to give birth or multiply or even, they act like the first movie never happened. Ash doesn't recognize Mewtwo. Mewtwo doesn't recognize Ash. Pikachu doesn't recognize Mewtwo. Mewtwo doesn't recognize Pikachu. Just sort of comes out of nowhere. Now, I'll admit I stopped the movie about halfway through because I was getting too pissed off at all these new things.
Oh, so that's why you have little to no knowledge about what you're ranting on.
That was in the season as well. I'm not that far into watching the season, so I don't know if Charizard's been back for a while or not. I'm guessing he's been back for a while, though.
Okay guys, Evidence 101. If you're going to refer to an event or character in a show with more than 1 or 2 seasons, especially if you're talking about a show like Pokemon, then you need to specify which season it is, otherwise it's just going to confuse the audience even more in terms of what you're talking about.
But on top of that, the first movie never happened. Mewtwo hates humans. When the first movie ended, Mewtwo learned to love and live with humans.
Ladies and gentlemen, I shit you not, the last part of this video is nothing but him repeating the exact same complaints that he previously stated without adding anything else. So I'm gonna end the video here and skip right to the final thoughts. Well, first off, I don't consider this to be a rant. You see, I think this is more of a poorly made review, but even that's a bit of a stretch because all he does throughout the entire video is complain about things that have little to no impact on the film's quality, like Mewtwo's new evolution stage. On top of that, he bluntly states in the video that he only saw half of the movie because he claimed it was quote-unquote bad. Now, I'm not saying that you can't dislike a film. What I am saying is that even with a movie like Cyberbully, which I consider to be extremely atrocious, I at least watched it all the way through so I could know what the faults were and why this is not such a great film. And plus, I also did a bit of research on it as well, which is another thing he never seems to do.
Hey YouTube. Today, I'm going to give you a rant about Apple, the company Apple that makes the iPhones, iPads, all that good stuff. Now, I'm going to first say, though, Apple does make great products. There's no denying the quality of their products. They make great products. They put out great products. That's why you see so many people with iPhones. It's because they're real popular.
And so are the Transformers movies.
The iPhones, it's got a good build. The quality of the products is not my problem. This is my problem with Apple, and this is why I'm making this rant. They are so overpriced with everything, and the fact that they're proprietary makes it so much worse because you have to spend the money on whatever you need for your Apple device. This is as an example. When the iPhone 5 came out, they came with a pair of headphones with them, the unique iPhone 5 headphones. But if you were going to get the iPhone 5 headphones without buying the iPhone 5, they were $30 separately. $30 is a lot for Apple's headphones. That's just, I see that as a ripoff. That's not worth $30.
Really? You think that paying $30 for a pair of earbuds or headphones is a ripoff? Well, in that case, let me tell you about the Beats Audio headphones. You see, I've been to several electronic stores and asked a few people who own a pair of these how much they cost, and based on my research, these specific brand of headphones cost as much as the amount of money you would pay for a new Kindle Fire or iPod. And I can understand if these were the only earbuds that were compatible with the iPhone, but from what I've seen, that is not at all the case.
I mean, honestly, I would price it at 10. That's what I would price Apple's headphones, is at 10. Because the quality, it's not that it's bad, it's just not $30 worth. Apple just, they overprice their products, and they know they can overprice their products because they're so proprietary. The chargers, there's only one type of charger for the iPhone 4 if you still have an iPhone 4, and you have to pay whatever they price their iPhone 4 charger at. They're like a monopoly. That's a good way to put them. They're a monopoly. You have to pay for products that only they have.
Well, yes, I will say that Apple's products are not very cheap, but here's the fallacy in your argument. You say that Apple is like a monopoly, when in fact, that is not at all how a monopoly works. You see, a monopoly is when a single person or group gains complete control of a product or service. A company with a monopoly has no economic competition and therefore can set prices as it wishes. But since we're talking about electronic devices, like a smartphone for example, that is not at all the case because there is plenty of competition coming from other electronic companies who sell similar devices that are either less expensive or more expensive than Apple's products.
And you can't... And that's why I kind of prefer Android, because Android is not as proprietary, and Apple just... It seems like they're just more greedy than anything. They do put out good quality products that work really well, but at the price that they put them at, they just rip people off. They know they can price it whatever they want and people have to buy it. They don't have to buy it. They could buy an Android device, but there's certain there's certain accessories that the iPhone 4, iPhone 5 takes that they could price it whatever they want because you need those accessories. I'm just saying, Apple, they're just overpriced and they're greedy, and I really don't care for that. I know I have an iPhone 4, but it's just not worth it. They're just overpriced. That's all I want to say for now. I'll see you later.
Alright, now that we got that video out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at Pork Chop Player's rant.
Hello, I'm the Pork Chop Player, and I'm going to rant on Apple products. Let me just start by saying they are overly expensive. Let me just imagine, if you can just imagine what Steve Jobs was thinking when he first made the iPod.
Hello, I'm Steve Jobs, and I'm going to make this tiny little thing that only holds 1,000 songs, and you cannot re-upload and blah blah blah.
I wonder why other rants don't start off with an awesome impression like this one.
And in this 1930s scene, it costs a lot of money. In modern day US, it will probably cost $500.
And then when he later created the phone and the pad and the pad.
Sounds like a woman's product.
The tablet, he was probably like,
and when I make the tablet and cell phone, I will make them virtually destructible by any device. Don't worry. I will sell $100 cases to everyone when they buy it. And if they don't, I'm going to set them up for disaster.
And scene.
Okay, I didn't know this was a play, but whatever.
But it's really mainstream too, because there's 10-year-olds that have it, and I'm 13, and there's no way I am going to afford an Apple product. 10-year-olds walk around with iPads, and like 7-year-olds walk around with iPads at the camp I go to, and it's really stupid mainstream.
And this is a problem with the company. How? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Apple gears their products towards a specific demographic or age group. And really, it doesn't matter if it's mainstream or not. If people want to use Apple products, then that's their choice. And also, from the way you're describing the situation, you think that the simple usage of an Apple product by a person under the age of 13 automatically means that they are a rich snob who is more spoiled than Montana Max.
I don't know how their parents afford it. Honestly, you would have to be really rich to afford an Apple product, and if you aren't, look around your house. Everything might be really expensive, and if not, everything's shit, and then the Apple product's the one good thing. good thing in your house, because they're also very hackable. I mean, hackers either use Linux or they use Macs. And that says something.
It does?
And honestly, I had the nastiest virus from my friend's Mac computer. I think it was like the MacBook Air or whatever. And we were like playing games and giving me like the nastiest virus. So, take that, unhackable, unvirusable Apple products.
I'm sorry, but unless you can provide some solid evidence to back up your claim, I refuse to believe that you went on this one game site, got a virus, and possibly crashed your friend's entire computer. Either that, or your friend must have been using the world's shittiest antivirus software.
Whatever. And talk about overly expensive. I thought I covered this already like 3 times, but still. Whatever. So, this has been the Pork Chop Player. Oh yeah, I forgot. On my page, there's a link to the my DeviantArt page. I'll also post one down in the description, where you should also be subscribing and downloading this video. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to download, but you have to subscribe. But in the description, I've started a new fanfiction about Pokemon. It's a manga, so you might not be able to read it if you're like American as fuck.
Well then, why did you put it in Japanese if you knew for a fact that people who live outside of Japan were not going to be able to read it? Yeah, kind of a dumbass move there, don't you think?
And this has been the Pork Chop Player. Check it out, subscribe, peace out.
Hi, this is Pissed Crip. I'm starting a new channel.
Okay, this might seem like a minor issue, but this is one of my major pet peeves. What is the point of using a video camera if you already have a microphone? I mean, it just seems rather excessive and pointless. I think the only reason to use them is to make your production values look a bit better, but even then, it really doesn't do much if the audio and visual quality are still god-awful.
I call myself that because, well, I'm in a wheelchair and I am going to be talking about things I get pissed about. Well, this is going to be my first one. And the topic of discussion will be 2 games from my favorite game series, The Legend of Zelda. And the 2 games I hate the most from that series are 1, Wind Waker, and 2, Majora's Mask. It comes right after my favorite one, actually.
Specification? What's that?
That's what kind of irritates me.
Not as irritating as your audio quality.
Because, well, 1, fine. He goes looking for Navi, he dies, he ends up in this place called Termina. No problem, whatever. Kill him all. Fine. In that one, at least. In that series. Or that timeline, whatever you want to call it. Kill him off. Whatever. But what pisses me off is, well, basically, they don't add any new items, just a bunch of fucking masks.
You know, I gotta be honest, I don't really play that many Zelda games that often, but I can't really recall a game in the series prior to Majora's Mask where the masks were actually used. So, with that in mind, wouldn't these technically count as new items?
That transform you and do all sorts of crap. Whatever. So what? They can be useful, they can be kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I never actually finished the game because I didn't have the patience for it. Well, my biggest complaint about that game is the 3-day time period. I don't know how many of you people will agree with me, but I fucking hated that crap. It was just annoying. It pissed me off. I really don't know how many people agree with me. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this and whatever. Bitch, complain. Cuss me out. Do whatever you feel. I don't care.
Which is why I brought it up anyway.
The second one that I mentioned, Wind Waker. 2 major problems with that one, too.
Well, gee, I wonder what he's going to say. Will it be A, the boat moves too slow? B, why the hell does this look like a Sly Cooper game? C, I want to see Osaka in a sea slug suit? Or D, all of the above?
What? Really? Could not get into the storyline. Okay, fine. They figure to keep the world safe from Ganon, or Ganondorf, or whatever the hell they decide to call him for for one game. They decide, Flood Hyrule. Fine. Go ahead, Flood Hyrule. Why the hell do we have to first? All of a sudden he's got a grandmother and a sister. Which I understand. Descendant, whatever, but they tie it in to like Majora's Mask or something. I don't fucking remember. I think it was Majora's Mask. I don't fucking remember. Whatever. Yeah. Freaking tie it into that. That's fine. Whatever. Fuck it. I don't know where, or I don't remember where it falls in the timeline. Whatever. Oh yes. The whole flooding Hyrule. Okay, fine. Makes sense. You don't want to worry about it. Or you don't want to chance an uprising again and all hell breaking loose. Why break the frickin' Triforce into however many pieces it was?
Doduo has 2 heads, Dotrio has 3 heads, the Triforce has 3 parts, thus this must mean 3! How do you not know this?
I couldn't even have the patience to collect all of them. But my first problem, first you have to go save your sister. Okay, fine, whatever. Go save her stupid ass, because she was dumb and got kidnapped.
Unlike me!
And then, okay, then they break it up into you have to find these 3 orbs or something, if I remember correctly. Okay, whatever. To unlock, I forget, some temple or something, to explain that you gotta do something. I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah, but to be fair, at least you don't have to throw a fucking oak stake at it.
And then, you know, then you all of a sudden go on a Triforce hunt. Annoying. Then after you collect that, I guess you go on to the rest of the game, I don't know. I didn't have the patience to get past that stupid Triforce hunt. Pissed me off. With the biggest irritation, actually, there's like a couple more irritations that kind of really pissed me off. The second one, the cel-shaded graphics. Yeah, fine. Go ahead, do that, whatever. It looked okay, I guess. A little cartoony, whatever. But I'm sorry, little body, big ass head, huge fucking eyes. That is what killed it. That pissed me off.
So, in other words, ladies and gentlemen,
this is not okay!
Ruined it almost completely. But I could get past that, whatever. Not the game I was expecting after Majora's Mask and after Ocarina of Time. But I can get past all that. Here's the part that pissed me off. That's not really Zelda. It is just some random woman that is a pirate.
Well, way to give away the ending. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but what does this have to do with the graphics?
Random woman, random girl, whatever you want to call her, that is a freaking pirate who is a descendant of Zelda, and they're like, oh, because you're a descendant, we're gonna turn you into Zelda all of a sudden. What kind of crap is that?
Because, you know, it's not like she transformed in any other Zelda game, ahem!
You don't take a descendant that is not Zelda, or is not the person you're wanting, and say, oh, you're a descendant, so you're automatically that person. What the fuck kind of crap was that? That was just a cop-out. A poor-ass excuse to make more fucking games for that timeline. I hated it. I've only played one other game from that timeline, and that I've only played a few times because, well, I get really bored sometimes, and I don't really have, much to keep me, well, I do have quite a bit to keep me entertained, but I get bored.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to cut the commentary short, but the rest of this video is nothing but him going off on random tangents, so I might as well give out my final thoughts. Well, first off, this video seems way too unorganized. You see, as the video progresses, he constantly changes the subject. For example, at the beginning of the video, it seems like he's going to talk about the entire series in general, then he goes on to talk about two games, Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, then he goes on to do a straightforward review of Wind Waker, and then finally he goes off on random digressions. So, in other words, it's basically like 4 random and unrelated rant topics thrown together to create some horrible mishmash of confusion. And second of all, I cannot get over the fact of how freaking awful the audio and visual quality this video has. I'm not kidding, folks. The audio quality was so bad that I had to dramatically reduce the volume of the video just so I wouldn't get a migraine from watching it. Say what you will about my mic quality, but at least it's tolerable compared to this.